chorus on 5th and 6th grade courses on Tuesday night, and here again tonight with the band, the 5th and 6th grade band. We're going to play some awesome tunes for you tonight. Under the direction of Mrs. Scalone and Mr. Nell, fresh back from his Florida trip with the high school band and everything, so I think he's recovered enough to perform tonight. As always, thank you everyone for coming out. It's awesome to blow these auditoriums up every time for these events. It's great to see friends, family, and everyone come out and support our music program here in Bethel Park, which is one of the best around, if not the best around. So it's happy to see all the seats filled out there. And as usual, you did not come here to hear lead songs, so I'm going to introduce Mrs. Scalone. I had one job when I came up here, and I didn't do it. Please silence your cell phones. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rachel Scalone, and I am the 5th and 6th grade band teacher at Neil Armstrong. Welcome to our concert this evening. In front of you is the 5th grade concert band. We have 4 songs to perform for you, and we're going to have some of our students come up and talk to you about each of our songs before we play each of the songs. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring up our first reader.
The first piece that we will be playing for you this evening is called The Star-Spangled Banner. The Star-Spangled Banner is the national anthem of the United States of America. The lyrics come from a poem that was written in 1814 by a 35-year-old poet named Francis Scott Key. The poem was originally entitled Defense of Fort McHenry, which Francis Scott Key wrote after seeing the bombardment of Fort McHenry during the War of 1812. Francis Scott Key's word gave new significance to the American flag and started a tradition through which generations of Americans have invested the flag with their own meanings and memories. We ask you to please rise and remove your hats as we perform the Star-Spangled Banner. Please feel free to sing along.
Composed by Michael Story. Hurricane is the name of the Mayan god of wind, fire, and storm, meaning one-legged. The word is likely to be the origin of the word hurricane. Reflecting the energy and power of the forces of nature, this overture is filled with cyclonic energy. Here is Hurricane.
piece that we'll be playing for you is called Pirates of the Barbary Coast, written by Timothy List. This piece depicts the historical battle of Tripoli between the Barbary Coast pirates and the U.S. Marine Corps. The mysterious opening foreshadows the impending conflict as America's ship sets sail for war. An artillery bombardment happens towards the end of the song. The music concludes as the Marines triumph and then set sail for home. Here's Pirates of the Barbary Coast.
to go over a couple of dates that we have left on our main calendar for this year. The one that's approaching soonest is the jazz band field trip. You'll get to hear the jazz band in a few minutes. But the 6th grade jazz band will be traveling on Tuesday, May 22nd to Memorial Elementary School. Every year, the 6th grade jazz band goes to a different elementary school as part of our recruitment activities to show the students there and their former teachers how they progressed on their instruments. So that's coming up on Tuesday, May 22nd. The students will be there for periods 1 through 3. So they'll be back in time for lunch, which I know they'll be excited for.
Yeah, very cool.
The next thing we have on our agenda is the percussion day. So we've had Football Day and Brass Day so far this year. Next we have percussion day on Tuesday, May 30th. On Tuesday, May 30th, we'll have a percussion masterclass at Neil Armstrong for all percussionists in 5th and 6th grade. It'll be after school from 3:15 until 5 o'clock, and we'll finish with a pizza dinner and a raffle. So if you're still playing percussion, look for some information about that soon, and it's going to be really fun time. Also coming up the next day on May 31st is our music assembly at Neil Armstrong. This is when the 5th grade and 6th grade bands, jazz band, and of course some orchestra all perform for the student body. So your children will need to bring their instruments to school on Wednesday, May 31st. That's a great opportunity for our kids to share acts. And now we have time for something that's a little bit different. So students, if you're seated, if you could start being a little bit quieter in the ears. I see you guys. Okay, so back in the early spring, when the 6th grade was preparing for the Tycho Festival field trip, there was a song in particular that we were working on that had a really challenging clarinet part. And there was a group of 5 girls who came up a lot for extra help because they wanted to be able to perform it to the best of their ability. And once the Tycho Festival was done, Mrs. Sloan and I talked to each other and we said, let's keep this going. This is really fun. It's a fun way to spend lunch. We get to play music. So I have a group of 5 6th graders coming up here. So girls, you can come on down. What we're going to do... What's happening?
Before we go on with tonight's performance, alone, these flowers are a gift from us 5 clarinets as a thank you for investing so much time to help us to be the best we can be.
band comes up, we brought a special somebody to come up here and share a few words with you. Mrs. Pamper Walski is the president of our booster organization here at Bethel Park, and we asked her to come and share a few words about her experience and her children's experience with playing music as part of their education here at Bethel Park. So, Mrs. Walski. Jazz band, can you start quietly coming like this? Jazz band, quietly, please. Thank you.
Thank you to Mrs. Stallone and Mr. Nell for asking me to speak here this evening. We are so fortunate here in Bethel Park to have such wonderful musicians as our directors. And I saw Mr. Bowes and Mr. Cable here this evening as well. I am the president of the Boosters. We are music boosters. We support the entire music department, every group. I'm a music mom, and I'm also a huge music advocate. There are 1,001 facts I could give you about music and its benefits to your students. It helps them develop language and reasoning skills, mastery of memorization, finger dexterity, upper body strength, whole body strength, a sense of achievement of learning music together, of teamwork, akin to that children learn when they are part of sports teams. They're facts. There's more to it than just what we see on paper. I have 5 children, 4 of whom went through this program. My number 2 was in the drum line, and she was an officer in the marching band. Skills of leadership that she learned and still continues to this day in her adulthood and with her job. She played sports while she was in the marching band. She maintained a 4.0. She was involved in National Honor Society. She was an active member of student government. All things that you can do while in the music program. My 3rd daughter was very quiet, didn't really bloom until she was in the marching band and played the bells in high school. My 4th child, my son, is a professional actor and singer to this day, a state employee for the past 5 years since he graduated from college, and he learned to play an instrument from 3rd grade on through this department and used those instruments in some of his jobs that he has had. My 5th one is currently in school. She's a Bethette, and she plays the viola in the symphonic orchestra, and she sings in South Florida concert choir. But my 1st daughter wasn't able to be involved in the music program here. We moved a good bit, and she was in a district that did not have a big music program. By the time we moved here, she lost interest. And it's very sad, because I was always able to trust and feel good about all of my kids' friends, but there were some that my oldest had and some issues she had that I don't think would have happened if she had been involved in music. This isn't just something that's about school, however. These children may end up playing in small ensembles. They may volunteer with their music as adults. They will become music appreciators throughout their lives. And they don't have to be great, fabulous musicians. They don't have to make it their profession, as my son did, in order to appreciate and truly get something out of music. That is very important to know. I have a quick story that I want to share with you before we finish hearing our wonderful program tonight. I was part of the music trip that we took this past week along with Mr. Nell and Mr. Cable, and we were able to listen to all of our groups perform together. And I just got a Fitbit. Got a Fitbit for a gift, decided to wear it on the trip since we walked around so much. And I kept checking it as I'm, going along. And I noticed that during the music ensembles, my heart rate went down farther than it ever had during any other time except while I was sleeping. It is a fact that music encourages relaxation and it encourages whole body wellness. It's not something just for school. It's for your whole life. It's not just a fuller, richer school experience. It gives you a fuller, richer life. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you to these wonderful musicians for sharing this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Wigwalski. Thank you very much. That was wonderful. Hi, everybody. So now in front of you is the 6th grade jazz band. This is an after-school club that meets every Thursday for an hour, and we have 4 songs to play for you. So once again, we're going to bring up some students to come up and talk about each of our songs. Starting with our first reader. And you're safe.
The first piece of the jazz we'll be playing for you is called Mercy, 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 arranged by Michael Story. Written in 1966 by legendary jazz keyboardist and composer Joe Zawinul, this piece was performed by the Cannonball Adderley Quintet. One of the most recognizable melodies in all of jazz, the tune is set in a very soulful jazz style. Please sit back and enjoy Mercy, Mercy, Mercy.
was an American composer, pianist, and band leader of jazz orchestras who served as a strong figure in the history of jazz. This piece, Sea Jam Blues, features several improvised solos. In the middle of this song, 8 jazz band students will improvise along with the backgrounds of the rhythm section. The jazz band has been learning how to improvise, and we're excited to show you what we can do. Here is Sea Jam Blues.
take the opportunity to recognize our soloists in CJAM Blues. Let's give a round of applause for David Shelton. Izzy Testa. David Burkhart. Aiden Melanowskis. Caitlin Cross. Ethan Culbertson. Nick Perciola. And Jason Tursky. I also want to take a moment to apologize for forgetting to recognize our soloists from the first song, Mercy, Mercy, Mercy. Let's give a big round of applause for Lucas Barley. And Keegan Brasowski. And also featuring on piano, Emily Serrani. And on drum set, Ian Garina. Along with his brother on guitar, Alec Garina. And now on to our third song.
The next piece that the jazz band will be performing for you is called Jada, arranged by Michael Sweeney. Jada was a hit song written in 1918 by Bob Carlton. Jada was flourished through the decades as a jazz standard. Carlton notated this 16-bar tune when he was a clubby pianist in Illinois. The first popularized it was by the singer Cliff Edwards. The tune was briefly famous and then spent 35 years as well as a well-known singer.
Caitlin Bossack on clarinet. And Emily Cernetti on clarinet. And also I'd like to recognize Ian Garino once again on drum set.
The final piece that we will be playing for you is called Go Daddy-O, written by Scotty Moore and arranged by Michael Sweeney. This song was originally recorded by the swing band Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, who achieved worldwide fame as a contemporary jazz group in the 1990s. Go Daddy-O was one of the first singles and helped in launching the group's career. Please sit back and enjoy Go Daddy-O.
While the sixth graders are getting on the stage, here are the top 5 reasons for Bethel Park students to continue on their instrument in middle and high school. Number 1, as Mrs. Kowalski mentioned earlier, brain science shows us that musical development happens best in the elementary and middle years. Now's the time for kids to build on the skills they'll have over the course of their entire lives. Number 2, music teaches persistence, that great ability to compete against yourself and become better over time. Music teaches striving for excellence, and as this concert tonight shows, goals can be achieved both for the group and for the individual. Number 3, band in Bethel Park gets better the older you get. Everyone in grades 7 through 12 plays in concert band, just like these kids do. But there are also opportunities to make honors bands, to play in jazz band, and to form small groups. And at the high school, there are no less than 2 jazz bands, 3 concert bands, the option of marching band, and the option of pit orchestra for the musicals. So everyone has the ability to find the right groups for them. Number 4, if you want to be part of a winning team, you can't do better the Bethel Park Music. As Mrs. Kowalski mentioned, high school bands flew to Disney World last week for 4 days. They went to amusement parks. They marched in a parade through Disney World. And they played in competition against schools from all across the country. Our bands, I'm happy to tell you, won ratings of excellent and superior. We took 3 of the best soloist awards. Music creates these great moments of achievement. And Bethel Park students earn as many of those moments as kids from literally anywhere else. And as you may have heard, for the 3rd consecutive year, Bethel Park was again designated by the National Association of Music Merchants as one of the best communities in the country for music education. Yeah, we can And I want to emphasize here that is as much a credit to all of you as residents and family members as much as it is for anybody working in the district, because your expectation of excellence is what helps to keep this program strong. And finally, number 5, beyond what's great about Bethel Park, beyond the benefits for the brain, beyond even having a reason to badger your parents to buy you a shiny new instrument, playing music is a great way for students to express themselves, to be their best individual selves. Many of these students compete in athletics, but I would say, and college admissions people would agree with me, it's important for children to have at least one arts teamwork activity to go along with their physical development and sports, which are also good. So let's keep them playing, and let's now enjoy my favorite 6th grade band in the whole wide world, the Bethel Park 6th grade concert band. Thank you very much.
The first piece that we will be playing for you is Majestica, composed by Brian Romages. As its title suggests, Majestica is a musical celebration. It was commissioned for the 40th anniversary of Canterbury Woods Elementary School in Virginia. This piece seeks to embody the magic and excitement in music. Please sit back and enjoy Majestica.
was used by Native Americans as a trading route for hundreds of years. In addition to marking the former boundary between Cherokee and Creek lands, it was one of the major footpaths used in the area. The original bed of the Etowah River now runs through the middle of Lake Allatoona, which covers portions of the old Hightower Trail in the original city of Etowah. Here is Etowah.
many of you recognize me, my name is Chad Thompson. I'm actually the high school band director here. And I actually wear a number of hats. Some of you may or may not know this. But I actually serve as the president for PMEA District 1. PMEA stands for the Pennsylvania Music Educators Association. It's a statewide organization that represents hundreds of music teachers across the state. And every year, the State Board of Directors recognizes someone in each of our districts as a Citation of Excellence Award. And I'm pleased to announce that this year's awardee is Mrs. Rachel Stallone. So please join me.
I'm sorry, I do this every spring concert. I feel like I have the greatest job in the world. I really do. And it's because of your children. So can we give the 6th grade band and the 5th grade band a big round of applause? It's always bittersweet because I work with the 6th grade as 5th graders, and then I have them for 2 years, and then they leave me, and it's always tough because we form a bond together, and then I send them off to IMS, and wonderful things happen at IMS, and wonderful things happen at the high school, and I always get a little choked up knowing that I'm not going to have them next year, and so that's why I always tear up at every spring concert, but from the bottom of my heart, it's such an honor to win such an award, and I'm getting a lot of attention that I'm not used to, so I don't really know how to handle that, but there are so many excellent, fantastic teachers out there, and all of them are in our district and also in Allegheny County and the state, and I'm just so very honored for the teachers who nominated me and for the district and my students. So, and parents, for you, I couldn't do what I can do with these students without your help and support. So first of all, I do want to acknowledge the students. 6th grade, it's been an absolutely wonderful 2 years, and I hope that you always remember the times that we had together in the band room at Neil Armstrong, and please know that I wish you the best as you go on to 7th grade next year. And 5th grade, I am so beyond excited to have you again next year, and I just can't wait for what's ahead of us in the future. So once again, I'd like to thank all the 6th grade and 5th grade students. And family members and grandparents and friends, like I said, I cannot do this without you. Without your support, I can't do what I do. You've been driving your children to rehearsals and picking them up from rehearsals. You've been encouraging them to practice at home. You've been sending me emails asking questions about the dress code, and you just have so much support for your child in this program. And we have what we have in Bethel Park because of you. We can't do this without you. So students and directors out there, can we give our parents a giant round of applause? I'm going to continue some thank yous, and then I'd like to recognize some students. So I'd also like to recognize our superintendent, Dr. Pasquarella, the school board, the high school staff, Mr. Thompson and Todd Kazalba, who is the choir director, and Mr. Petrossi. They stayed after school to help set up our stage, and I am beyond grateful for that. So let's give them all a round of applause. Thank you to the high school stage crew for controlling our lights this evening. Thank you. My principal, Kenny Patterson, he is amazing and is extremely supportive. Thank you to him. our Neil Armstrong staff. Miss Capoletti is in the back. She's our 6th grade general music teacher. She's helping with the 5th grade tonight. Thank you. Also, there are many band directors who are here this evening helping out, and my former student teacher, Miss Witkowski. Let's take a round of applause for Miss Witkowski. Also, other band directors, I'd like to give a round of applause for Aaron Bose, Keith Ford, Michael Petrossi again, Zach Cagle, Keith Ford. The really great thing about our department is that we go to each other's concerts and we help out, and that's a wonderful, fantastic thing. I want to give a special thank you to Jeff Nell, my partner in crime. Is amazing. He does everything from fix instruments to help tune to help me grade, and there's just a million things that he does each and every day. And he came back sleep deprived from Florida and just hands in. He was helping out with 6th grade, and he's just a very hardworking, kind of fantastic teacher. So I do want to especially recognize him. We have a lot of fun together. Just a personal thank you. I'd like to thank my parents for putting all 500 programs together. Those yellow programs that you have in your hand, that takes an army to put those together. So thank you to my parents for doing that. And also, and to my husband and my 18-month-old son, Jacob. They're at home right now. They have been so supportive of me when I come home late at work and go early in the morning. So a thank you to my family. Two final things before we do our final song. I have to apologize. There's another soloist that I apologize. I forgot to mention in GoDaddy-O back at Jazz Band. I forgot to recognize Jason Tursky on drum set. These soloists that I am recognizing, please know that many of these are audition soloists. I know that the drum set parts were all audition. The clarinet solos, those were auditions. So a lot of people auditioned for these solos, and I do want to recognize those people that won the audition. So let's give all of our jazz band soloists another round. Not least, next weekend on May 12th and May 13th, we have 5 of our very own 6th grade band students going to Carlinton High School to represent Bethel Park School District in our PMEA Elementary District Band. We submitted names to a committee, and of all the names that we submitted, 5 were chosen, and they are going to be part of a 130-member band representing Bethel Park and being with students from all kinds of school districts in Allegheny and Washington County. So these 5 students will be rehearsing and performing a concert, and they will be representing us. So I would like to take an opportunity to call each one of these students up and give them an honorary PMEA District Band pin to recognize them and wish them luck as they represent us next weekend. So please hold your applause until we get through all 5 of them. As I call them, I want them to come forward and stand in a line. The first one is Addison Hill. Grace Cassius. Cody Hendrick Bondra. Lucas Farley. and Rebecca Tupper. Can we give these 5 students a big round of applause? And last but not least, our final song.
The final piece that we will be performing for you is called 10 Marches in 2 Minutes, arranged by Timothy West. Beginning and ending with a Sousa march, this medley presents 10 recognizable march tunes, arranged in an ethnic march style. Let's see if you can hear all 10 marches.